Valar Morgulis, people. This is MrKritik, and you're watching my Let's Replay of Panzer General. So, the Grand Campaign Part 45, Kharkov Part 2. And just to make sure that you'll see it, again, I did not reload the game, just to keep the weather as it is, and the weather report, of course, as well. So I think it is Axis turn 4, with a lot of turns remaining. And yeah, this is our only enemy in Kharkov, bad weather. What to say about it? Well, Luftwaffe is useless, well, not totally useless, but only can be used for scouting, and of course ground units have trouble advancing, especially those in soft transports. Basically, the only good thing about frozen terrain is that tanks can cross the river, since it is icy. But then again, they consume twice as much fuel as usually. So, and no, I'm not an expert for bad weather, since most of the scenarios I really like are done in good weather. And like I said, when I'm playing for myself, sometimes I just turn the weather off. I don't know why. Yeah, the Docid, I'm not sure if this is how your nickname is pronounced. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Some nice suggestions about songs. Let me tell you something, mein Freund. For the moment there you had me. Why the fuck I said he recommended The Show Must Go On, and then I went and see the lyrics, and yeah, you are right, completely for Kharkov. However, even when my voice is at my best, I don't feel like singing, Freddie's songs. This is Freddie Mercury, for goodness sake. I don't know if I ever feel very brave or stupid. I will try it, maybe even later in this video. And also thank you for the joke. Please send more. I will try to tell also some jokes from that period when we were still divided, east, west, everything. Okay, so enough babbling. This is the ground map, this is the air map, these are the casualties. I don't actually have a plan, I just want to advance even through this frozen ground and do something. So let us start here in the left again. Now we'll also of course have to deal with this anti-tank gun. Okay, there is also another good thing about this entire situation. Now, of course, also we don't have to worry about enemy fighters, since even if the enemy purchases fighters, well, they cannot do anything. So, yeah. And as you've noticed, only tanks can advance, without a problem, consuming a lot of fuel. But even hard transports, well, they can only advance fully when they are on roads. So yeah, shitty situation, definitely. What to do with our Stukas? Well, nothing for the time being. There is also another problem with our limited scouting capabilities. Now it can happen that some of the enemy units, well, we bypass them and they appear from nowhere, which is not good, of course. But hey, it's not that bad either, you know. So yeah, this turn we'll just move. We'll have to deal with this KV-1 tank sooner or later. But yeah, the enemy still has, you know, very few ground units. How do I know this? No, I did not turn the hidden units off, but it's just the case in Kharkov. What you see actually on the screen is probably 90% of enemy ground units. Trust me on this one. Okay, now okay, another part of the battlefield. Here we'll try to destroy this inf with our anti-aircraft. Yeah, I studied the battlefield. Didn't want to bother you, you know, with everything. Okay, you cannot do nothing. Okay. Well, actually, you cannot do anything. Sorry. There is a difference, you know, between English and Slovenian language. We use double negative, and it's actually, you know, the correct way in our language to say something. I know it's not in English, but this is why I sometimes make a mistake. Okay, so more movement. And of course later, I actually feel like off-screening this part, but you know, I would like to you know, check with the airplanes without you know, being on some sort of time limit, since I know you guys would like for this scenario to continue, you know, quickly. So I'm not sure just yet what to do. Yeah, you can advance. I get the bad feeling that we have missed some of the enemy ground units, but you know, this is our victory objective, and if we suddenly see that some crosses are turning into, you know, red Soviet flags, then we'll know that the enemy is approaching. Okay, is this it for ground units? I think it is. Yeah. So now, what's our plan for our air units? They still have a lot of fuel, so yeah, but why scout? Why scout? Really? Let us just place them so they can attack immediately if the weather gets better. Speaking of unit placement, okay, perhaps these two rookies can... No. We need an elite tactical bomber over this air defense. Yes. Yeah, and you guys can advance. We get to see something. Excellent. 2 fighters. No, actually more than 2 fighters. So let's keep 2 on the left flank, and you will stay put. But some of them we will have to send on the right flank, since, you know, if the enemy purchases more air units and the weather clears, then we'll be in a fight pretty soon. Okay, another fighter. Yeah, you can come here, I guess. You here, and I'm guessing for the under units they can stay put, with the exception of this infantry that now has a transport. I'm not sure why I'm keeping this this level bomber here. Perhaps we should send it here to the east. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with this now. Nothing to purchase. Weather, snowing and frozen. So let us give the enemy its turn, see what happens. I really hope I've moved all of the ground units. Nothing is blinking, as far as I can tell, so okay. Let us give the enemy its turn, and then a little pause. Please, good weather, please. Yes! Overcast. Okay, it's still frozen, but an overcast. We'll save it. So it's Kharkov 003. Now I'll take a little pause and be right back. Yo, I'm back. And yeah, I guess I was getting too happy too early. Look at the report. So tomorrow again snowing and frozen. Yeah. But okay, we have one day. One turn. Does it says tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow. But it's not always, tomorrow. It's next turn can be in like 4 days, 7 days even. Okay, doesn't matter. But what I wanted to say was that we should make most of this overcast, and the only question is where to start. Yeah, perhaps we could start here. Level bombing this air defense, perhaps parking next to it then. Let us see what will be the result. Four suppressed. Not bad, not bad. So, where do we park? Here. Okay. Ammo remaining 4, but a suppression of 4 as well. What if we attack? Says 1/4, but this doesn't take into consideration that this air defense is suppressed. Yeah, I know I've said it before, but it really, this is the case here. So, now ammo of 3. We could reduce it, no, ammo 4. What am I talking about? Sorry. We could reduce it to 2 if we do this correctly. So, 1, 4. Yeah. You know what? I'm pretty sure you know what I was thinking about now. Whether or not to strafe this in first and then attack this air defense, but no, I guess not. So, come on, some good luck, please. Firing at the same time. One suppressed. Does this mean? Yeah, it does. Excellent. So now we'll strafe this inf and spend one more round of ammo of this. No, of course not, because it's an overcast. I'm such an idiot. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, no ammo was spent. And yeah, since now the enemy can attack us, if it has ground, I mean if it has fighters, air units, and we cannot see shit, now we will have to of course protect our tactical bombers, especially those that are low on experience. But something I noticed, an inf appeared here near the city of Izium, which is a victory objective, so we'll send this fighter, I mean this tactical bomber, south and deal with it. Okay, and thus making the room for our level bomber to attack this air defense with 2 stars of experience. You know, when I was studying the battlefield, I checked, and the direct attack was 3-4, so wasn't something I wanted to do with the Elite Stuka, and just hope I made the correct choice. So ammo of 4, but our Tigers now basically without fuel cannot reach. It's not from this side of the Oskal River, so we'll have to figure out something else. If this rookie attacks, it says 2-0. It won't actually be 2-0, but you know, still no good news for us, so we might as well we might as well what, MrKritik? You're so full of shit today, and I can only say that I'm sorry, because you know, I really don't know what to do when the weather is bad. I'm not used to it, not at all. So perhaps one thing at a time, like I always tell you guys. So let us first destroy this inf. Excellent, and we can advance here. Damn it, fuel is just disappearing on us, as you can see. Can we actually reach this air defense? We can, but we'll be out of fuel when we do. One more thing. Fuel of 7, movement of 5. Actually, this would spend, you know, 10 of the fuel units, but if you have 7, well, 5 or above, you still get to have full movement. So, guessing this is another bug or mistake, if you prefer, in programming. Okay, so yeah, we should strafe this Katyusha. Come on. Yeah, nothing happened. Since in overcast weather, the enemy only fires with half its strength, and 3 of its strength is suppressed, so 2 firing against our fighter, and it went our way. Thank God for, you know, small mercies. Okay, now this Tiger 1 should go here, so we are in a position to deal with this tank, not on the next turn, but on the next one yet. And now let us make some room for our Tiger. 0-3. Lovely. And we go in for the kill. Says 0-5, but we are without fuel, so hope this will work. To suppress, yeah, I guess it would be safe to attack this air defense now. 1-1. Do we have anything better to use against the air defense? I am thinking about a fighter. You. Yeah, you. Strafe. And now this air defense will be inactive for the remainder of this turn. So we can, of course, attack this anti-tank gun with our rookie tactical bombers. And fly west. Damn, it's such a bad weather. Again. Lovely, actually. So here we are protected. What will happen here? I'm wondering. Okay. Perhaps first we should deal with this KB1 and again fly here, so we are protected by our fighter. Yeah, I know, you can fire back. But we won. I need more elite tactical bombers, or at least a fighter that doesn't have other duties. So I'm guessing you can. No, you. Come on. Not bad. After strafing this artillery, we'll fly here to protect our elite Stuka. Oh shit! Oh shit! I missed this one, but yeah. It was on a river hex and it is an overcast. Yeah, but my bad. I should have been more careful. Definitely. More air units. Okay. Okay, so yeah. You will deal with the air defense and also park here, so you are protected. These tactics actually can be useful when we are dealing with the enemy that has superior fighter force. You can block all of the approaches to your fighter or your fighters by placing tactical bombers, level bombers, paratroopers, you know, around them, and so they cannot get to your fighters. And if they try to attack, you know, they will have to go for a bomber or something, and then you get to intercept without risking your fighter. Of course, then you are risking your bombers and other air units, but just, you know, something I wanted to mention to you guys. Let us finish off this air defense now, I think. Or maybe not. Yeah. Soon we'll be out of air units, so perhaps we should try and destroy the units that we can on this very turn. So yeah, you go for the air defense. For a moment there I actually thought we'll get hit. Now we destroy the artillery. Lovely result again. We are above this self-propelled artillery, so do we attack it? Yeah, sure, why not? And then we'll fly here to protect our rookie Stuka. An excellent result for such a shitty weather. Okay, what else do we need to be careful about? Perhaps we could actually destroy this artillery now. Says 03, also 03, but let us be sure, you know. Perfect. Okay. And now, again, playing it safely, we'll bomb this inf. Park here. Can we spare more tactical bombers? Now, is everybody protected? Here we are. Here as well, and here. So, this tactical bomber needs protection. Yeah. So, I'm guessing we could now yeah, we could now bomb this inf once and then fly here. Okay, and we'll also have to place at least one fighter here or here, so you and we have 2 more tactical bombers to move and 1 fighter. So I'm guessing we should focus on the infantry that will be in our in range of our ground units first. So this is you. Perfect. Strafe and fly closer, like here, or maybe here. Yeah. And you deal with this inf and then fly here, so you are protected, and we are also preventing this inf from getting back to full strength. You know, there really isn't much we can do until the weather improves. Okay, this is it for our air units. I will take now another pause. I'm sorry, but this is, you know, exhausting. Really. snowing, frozen. Okay, little pause, be right back. Yo, I'm back. Political jokes. As my friend the Dosit was talking about, those of you who are from Western countries and those of you who are from the Eastern countries in Europe and are too young probably don't remember, but telling certain jokes in socialists and communists regimes could be dangerous. I know it was Western propaganda that you would go to jail and serve hard time for everything you said. No, not really, and also the systems were different. For example, I remember listening about Romania, where that dictator Ceausescu forced the people during winter that so the country could save on heating. They weren't allowed to have, I think, more than 12 or 13 degrees in their apartment, Celsius. If that's true, it's horrible. This is what I heard. It wasn't the same in our country, but certain things you really could not talk about. Freedom of speech, no. You could get into trouble. And political jokes, well, could get you into trouble, and usually, only they were told only among the closest friends and family and everything, and but they were funny, really. Some funny stuff, especially from the era of President Ronald Reagan and also, of course, Mikhail Gorbachev. I remember from that period we had some things, like, for example, when an American and a Russian were discussing the freedom of speech, and the American said, I can go in front of a White House and yell that President Reagan is an idiot. And the Russian guy said, well, it's pretty much the same in our country. I can go in front of Kremlin and yell that President Reagan is an idiot as well. But of course, if that poor guy would, say something about Mikhail Gorbachev, well, he would be bruised the next day. I don't think, because Mikhail Gorbachev was, reformist, I think that's the right word, but still, wouldn't end up good, for the Russian. So, freedom of speech, that's one thing that until I was 14, when we gained our independence, was something that was so. About some things you could speak out loud, definitely, but about leaders or something, so it's still kind of in our mind in the countries that did not have the freedom of speech. It's not that we are afraid any longer, no, but we kind of don't understand the concept still. So sometimes now, since we have the freedom of speech, yes, definitely, but this also opens the door, for hate speech, and some people just cannot tell the difference. Freedom, yeah, but for example, like I was saying, when they were talking about refugees, turn the boats around, let all of them be killed. Well, sort of a borderline hate speech at least, but also, like, for example, as far as gay rights are concerned, you still get, they should be all put into concentration camps and exterminated, and this is hate speech. I think so, you know. If this is not, then why? What is? But you know, people think this is a freedom of speech. So I don't know. Anyway, enough of lecturing. I'm pretty sure that the docent will tell you some good jokes, since he promised he'll publish them, you know, under my videos. So let us go back to Panzer General. For this turn, we'll mostly just provide our units with fuel and ammo. Those of our units that need this, of course. This snow is terrible. I feel kind of ridiculous sending now the units, you know, on the roads, and tomorrow perhaps it will be actually, you know, fair and dry and they could advance directly to north. So like I said, bad weather, no fun at all, at least for me. Okay, ooh, you can actually, no shit, you can actually reach. Okay, then we'll reach this inf and destroy it. Perhaps some fighters will attack us again and suffer from our transports from hell. Yeah, I know, it's sometimes it's hard to believe that, you know, we are living in the same world. No, okay, we are talking now. We were talking about Europe, but if like 25 years ago, some of the countries were still, you know, in a grip of tyranny, then just imagine. Well, not imagine. I mean, just try to remember that the rest of the world, you know, is still sometimes in dark ages. And yeah, as my dear friend and co-LPer got his bullshit, don't you see, would say, it's maybe not mostly, but a lot of these problems come from religion, you know, and ideologies. There isn't much of a difference actually. We also, you know, I remember when I was, you know, young, we also had a cult, you know, pretty much the same like in religion, only it was about personality and not about, you know, some imaginary friend living above the sky, but the idea was the same, you know. So yeah, I would not, you know, consider myself to be an atheist. I'm actually against all ideologies, religious, political, you know, they all bring shit. Just think about this last terrorist attack in Tunis. It was again about an ideology, in this case a religion, yeah, but god damn it, you know, people willing to die for higher purposes. Come on, just, you know, just John Lennon, Imagine, his song, and I think he was absolutely right. Okay, so now let us give the enemy its turn. Well, casualties first, of course. So, empty spaces. What are we living for, right? Yeah, one more turn and then we finish this video. Damn it! With a strength of 3 he will still do some damage to our rookie. No, thank God. It's still overcast and it's still frozen. Oh, for goodness sake. So it's Kharkov 004. 2 fighters. Lovely. Ground units. Okay. So one last pause, or maybe second to last, and I will be right back after I study the battlefield. Yo, back, and this just keeps getting better and better. So overcast, but again for tomorrow snowing and frozen. Yeah, perfect. So now we see some air units, and we'll have to destroy them, of course. As for the ground units, well, we see what we see. I'm worried about what we do not see, and also about the fact that again we will have to give a lot of our units more fuel, since, you know, they are consuming it like crazy. Okay. Okay, you can advance. Or maybe, yeah, you'll have to advance. Damn it, my phone is ringing. Be right back. Yo, I'm back, and yeah, you know who this was, right? Oh, my girlfriend. So, hey, I'm happy again. No, I'll finish this video most definitely. So, where were we? So we have moved some of the enemy, of our units in the left. Okay, let us now destroy some of the fighters. And then I have yet another joke for you, but only if we do not run out of memory, because I get a feeling that this will be a long video again, and you know. Okay, move, mouse, move. Okay. Okay, so one more fighter to destroy. I would prefer to use a free one, you know, one that is not engaged already in something. Okay, you. And of course, we will be careful about our tactical bombers again, since it is of course possible that the enemy has purchased even more fighters. As for this air defense, it is out of ammo, so we'll only strafe it and then fly. Well, let us make some room for our fighter. Yeah, so this other joke is two Russian students, you know, in the Soviet Union have this exam. Doesn't matter what it is about, but it's in college, and you know, a difficult exam, and both of them are extremely smart and have studied a lot. So the first one goes, you know, into the room, and just checking here. Can we take over something here? I am afraid that almost all of our units are out of fuel. Yeah, and the first one goes into the room, and you know, he's good. He knows basically, you know, answers to all of the questions. And after he's done, somebody, you know, from the people that were asking the questions asks him the last one. So, what's the time, tovarish? Tovarish means comrade. And he looks at his wristwatch and says 10:20 a.m. And they say to him, sorry, you have failed this exam. And of course, you know, he's totally confused. He says, you know, why did I fail this exam? I knew everything. Well, you know, they tell him, you should have said thanks to the Communist Party and Tovarish Leonid Brezhnev. The time is 10:20 a.m. Yeah, holy crap. And you know, this guy was not a bastard. He wanted to help his friend, and when he went outside, he told him about what happened, and he said, trust me on this one, if they ask you what's the time, start with, you know, thanks to the Communist Party and etc. And the other guy is all, you know, thank you man, thank you so much. So now the other guy walks in, and again he knows everything, you know, great student. But just before he walks outside, he gets the question, excuse me, tovarish, what's the time? And he remembers, and he says, thanks to the Communist Party and Tovarish Leonid Brezhnev, I don't have a watch. Yeah, so this is one of the jokes that could, you know, get you into trouble in the past. Thank God this time that times are over. I only wish, you know, that the rest of the world would you know what I mean, get with the program. Freedom of speech is absolutely necessary. Okay, 0, and still we can destroy 9. Okay, we will. Lovely. Yeah, like I said before, there are some things we take for granted, and we really shouldn't, you know. Perfect. Light level bomber with 5 stars of experience. I'm loving it. Okay. This tiger can now advance. What to do with the rest of our units? So first I think we can attack. Well, no. First I think we should give some fuel and ammo to our units that need fuel and ammo. And take over this non-victory objective. Okay, now we can bomb this inf. Yeah, Kharkov, I know. Time consuming, fuel consuming, everything. Stupid scenario. I get the feeling that the makers of Panzer General only created this scenario to piss me off. You? And again we'll form a circle here, so we can protect most of our tactical bombers with one fighter. Okay, strafe. And then we'll fly here to protect this Stuka. But of course we'll bring one other fighter into action to protect the rest of our units. It's pretty stormy outside in our country at the moment. And it all started when I was talking to my girlfriend on the phone. I guess it's my frustration because, you know, I haven't seen her or hugged her for a very long time. I hope this will change soon. Otherwise you will no longer be watching MrKritik, but Mr. Well, I don't know the word, but perhaps Mr. Nasty or Mr. I really miss my girlfriend and I will, you know. Kidding. Okay, did I do something wrong here now? No. We can still protect this two and this two. Who is now unprotected? This. Oh shit! Really? Our. Oh god damn it! Now our rookie Stuka is unprotected. Okay, my bad. I'm just hoping that the enemy doesn't have fighters in the area, otherwise we are dead. And if you want to blame somebody for this, blame my girlfriend, you know. She always makes me soft and weak. Yeah. Damn it. Oh my god. Fuel of 9. Yeah, we should forget about our Stuka, since, you know, there is nothing we can do about it. Let us give fuel and ammo to all of our ground units. How could I forget about... Okay. This may be the first time you will see me lose, you know, well, the second time actually in Balkans I've lost a unit, but maybe it will be the first time I actually lose a core unit. 2 of the tactical bombers unprotected, but this one can take care of itself. Has 5 stars of experience, but this one without experience of 12, which is basically nothing. I'm not happy about it, not at all. Now do we go for this inf? Says 0, no, so no. Let us all together pray to the god of Panzer General. Dear God of Panzer General, please do not destroy this Stuka of mine. I was stupid and it wasn't my fault, you know. It was her kind voice and the fact that I missed her so much. Okay, so tomorrow snowing frozen. No more fighters, please. No more casualties. Let us give the enemy its turn. Okay, it's snowing, frozen, but we are still alive. Oh, so wonderful. Time to save. Kharkov 005. Again, I apologize for this mistake. I know. I should just cancel all of the phone calls while I'm doing the LPs. I know. Anyway, I will make another video, well, maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. But thank you for watching this. All the best from MrKritik, and bye bye.